So what's good, guys? Good morning and the afternoon. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 2:30 p.m. Hope you have a good Monday.
Oh, Snookum, stop. You too. So, let's see. A few things I'm looking at, right? So let me get over here for just a moment. So if I go over here to Masari.io, right? So I know I titled this as a low in, and looks like, yeah, it's falling a little bit, but really still just trending sideways, right? That wasn't good. All right. So right now, Bitcoin's at 29,262. Reported market cap is at $557 billion, but the true on-chain volume is $3.6 billion. So now I heard something not that long ago today, and I would implore you to go take a listen, is that of Blockchain Backer. Again, I guess seeing the same thing that I have been as well. So is the bottom in? I don't know. But here again, when we go to, not 1 year, when we go to all, and it doesn't matter which cycle you want to choose. Like from this last peak from here and went down. So what's that? June 11th, right? No, that's not what I was looking at. So where did it hit? What year is this? 2018. Okay, so the actual bottom was December, I want to say. It was like 3,000. Yeah, somewhere around there. December-ish was $3,000 for Bitcoin. So, and then I want to say it took like a month and a half. No. It was somewhere in here where I was looking, and I was able to duplicate it on each cycle in each of these, where basically we came down off of that last peak, and then traded sideways. Let me see. No. Maybe might be easier on this one to see it like in Digibyte, because I remember showing this a few times. But really, we found the low within a 1.5 month time frame, which has already been over a half of a month. So do we have like another 3 weeks left of a downturn, and then we just trade sideways for 1.5 years? That's what I saw on the charts a couple times. So I've shared this a few times. Okay, 4 peaks, 2, 3, 4 peaks, and then from that 4th peak, darn it, so August 27th. See, that's the same movement of that of Bitcoin at that same time. So where we traded sideways for a month and a half, 2 months roughly, and then that straight down capitulation, is that where we are now? And then we just traded sideways for like 1.5 years. So let's see. November. Let's get to November. Now, is that where we hit in this area? I want to say yes. March. April, and then began that bull cycle. So that was a year and a half, and it was the same thing in Bitcoin. Like I said, it's a little difficult for me to show this on this chart setup here. But yeah, Blockchain Backer went over this earlier this morning, and it's something I've been looking at for a little while. So like right in here, then it began that bull market. So is that where we're at in this cycle? So kind of what I'm thinking. Oh wait, I didn't turn the comments on, my bad. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I've got limit buy orders out there, kind of like all over the place at the moment. Just in case we are not at the lows. Again, let me go back to where that was. Ooh, excuse me. So, and the reason why I go back to Bitcoin is that's a major trading pair across many different assets. Well, I guess really I could show the 3-month. Uh-oh. All right, let me scroll up a little bit. So at 26,500 shows the low end at Bitcoin here. Now, I've got a limit buy order set in, I set months ago on Bitcoin. One at 24,000, the other at 21,000, mainly because when I overlap cycles, different fractals of other cycles, I don't see it crossing below the previous all-time high. So like the previous all-time high in Bitcoin was what, like 19,000? So I don't see us dropping below 19,000. Of that of 2017, it was somewhere in here. Yeah. So it was 19,000. I don't see us dipping below 19,000 in this bear market cycle. But yet, at the same time, when you overlap the fractal, you see that we just, there is a bit of a bear market, a crash, if you will. And like I said, for about a month and a half, 2 months, but then we just trade sideways for about a year. So then it would begin somewhere around there is where that began, that bull market, that run up. So are we repeating? I don't know. That's what the charts seem to say, but at the same time, I'm prepared either way. I'm comfortable with what I hold in crypto, but yet I still have other limit buy orders out there at lower amounts. So, because I love catching deals, and I'm sure that 5 years from now, we'll be looking back at some of this just laughing, like when you go back and you look at some of these other videos from a few years ago, and these people were complaining about buying Bitcoin or pick your coin, just for instance, Bitcoin, complaining at it at like $5,000, $6,000. Well, if you knew that Bitcoin was going to go from like $5,000 or $6,000 up to what, 70,000, somewhere around there, if you knew that, wouldn't you have bought, right? So, I mean, every market, it seems to be cyclical. I'll always maintain a 50% of my portfolio as a hodl bag. and then I'll trade with up to 50% of my portfolio in a trading bag. So, because I don't believe in selling a full 100% position, I learned a valuable lesson there. So, let's see. I went to the wrong one. So, let's see. What are y'all up to? I say good morning in the afternoon, right? So, let's see. So I guess I should have played this sooner. This is a list of different accounts of which I've set up. I threw kind of a little video together through editing software. So here it goes. 3, 2, 1. So I kind of threw that together as, different places that I can broadcast and put different things out there from others in the community and whatnot, and have live streams and discussions, debates, go back and forth. I can do something like the Brady Bunch up here. I can have like up to 10 guests on, stuff like that. So to go over good information is what I would like to do. But here's kind of like an intro that I did. I set up and did all the graphics and whatnot on here just to show some of the things now I'm capable of doing. I mean, it took me, 2 years to learn how to do all of this kind of stuff. But, again, with no instruction, it was just pressing buttons, figuring out how to do things on my own. So, everyone said that they would help, but it was like, whatever, look, I'll just figure it out on my own if there is no help. So anyway, here goes the intro that I put together. Again, 3, 2, 1. I get a kick every time I see stuff like that. So I've got a few other things coming up for other projects and whatnot, within the community. So I've done like different little reveals of different advertisements, I guess, that I put together. So different things that I would like to illustrate at other times. So not right now. I haven't uploaded it to this software just yet. So let's see, what are y'all up to? Post something in the comments and I'll respond. So, but let me see. Let me type that in. Make sure I enabled this, right? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, but chain activity, right? So, I mean, if this is the actual bottom, just call the bottom at like 26,000 on Bitcoin, right? So where would that put us? Say if we were to take that measured move yet again, right? So let's see, what do I have as an all-time high? 69,000. So 69,000 from just say 10,000, right? Somewhere in this ballpark. So yeah, just say 10,000 to 69,000. So that would be what, 6.9x roughly. And where was this? It was like 19. From 3. I remember 3,000. So that was like a 9x. So let's just call that what? A 6.5x, right? So if we were at the all-time low at 26,000, which was over here. Again, none of this is advice in any way, shape, or form, just the thoughts of a dude who's been through a few market cycles, right? So if that was the bottom at 26,000, Alexa, 26,000 times 6.5.
26,000 times 6.5 is 169,000.
So is that $169,000 Bitcoin coming in a year and a half? I don't know, but if I had to place a bet, that's kind of where I'm at. But really, I want a little bit of a better deal. So I don't know if the whole capitulation bit is over just yet. So excuse me, at 26,000, like I said, my next limit buy is at 24,000, and again at 21,000 in Bitcoin. And yet again, I'll take. If anyone ever tells you that they can pick the lows and the highs of the markets, look, just run, just run. Because I mean, in every market cycle, from all of these different people out here, they were calling for it to go lower. Like back when it was $3,000 for Bitcoin. I'm not going to mention names. You know who they are. Most of them, because that was like the deep, hard capitulation, and everyone's talking about it would go lower. Well, is that kind of what we hit here at 26,000? So at that same percentage measured move, could one then argue? I mean, one could argue the other thing that I saw in the charts, like previously, right? Like back here in 2014, where is it? So Mt. Gox era, Bitcoin was like 1,100, 1,200, somewhere in here, right? So like when you look at the Mt. Gox era and it jumped up to like 1,200 somewhere, and then that's when I started buying in 2014. It was around the $200, $250 mark, and it just, where was the all-time low? $162. Wow, dude. So all back in that era, and just traded sideways for like a year and a half. And during that whole time, that's where I was really, 2015 was where I lucked into that job, and I put every bit of that job's revenue every dollar earned in the crypto. So I did not work for dollars. I worked for crypto during that time. But that run up to 1200 and then that dip back down. Well, if we go back to like 2017, it never dropped below, like in this entire bear market after 2017, it never touched that $1,200 ever again. So all the way through, never touched that 1,200. It dropped down to 3,000 in that market. But again, if we look at the peak at $19,000 Bitcoin, from the previous peak of the Mt. Gox era of 12,000 or 1,200 rather. So from 1,200 to 19,000, if you just added a zero in every cycle, 1,200 to 12,000, and then 19,000 to 190,000. So that's kind of been my same thing with this cycle. I was expecting really $190,000 Bitcoin. I really was. That did not happen. However, now I'm looking at this dip at 26,000, and I take the same measured move, basically of when I overlap different things of where I would take profit, it would be at a 6.5x. If I took the same patterns and overlapped, I mean, sure, it could go higher, but like I said, if anyone tells you they can pick the absolute tops, run. Same thing. If anyone tells you they can pick the absolute bottoms, run. But I'm comfortable in the position of what I hold. So again, same thing with the altcoins. But yeah, that's also compounded, right? I can show you an example of that as well. So from the low at 26 and then a 6.5x, Alexa, 26,000 times 6.5.
26,000 times 6.5 is 169,000.
So are we going to see $169,000 Bitcoin? I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. Somewhere in that ballpark. So 169, 190, somewhere in that ballpark. That's just what I expect in this next market cycle. But it may take another 1.5 to 2 years for that to play out. I'm cool with that. Especially if we trade for another 1.5 years, just like sideways, and gives me more time to accumulate if this is the low, where we just trade sideways for another 1.5 years. So could we dip lower? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that, again, that's why I put a limit buy-in at 24 and again at 21,000 Bitcoin. But okay, like let's go take a quick peek at another asset, right? Like Digibyte. So during that same time frame of Bitcoin back in 2017, right? So in 2017, you saw Digibyte. What was it? January 1st, Digibyte was at 0.00025, right? So let me find that. January, somewhere in this ballpark. So yeah, it was somewhere around there. So at 0.00025, in that ballpark, January 1st, 2017. But, when you take that same measured move in an altcoin, it gives a much higher rate of return. So December 31st, 2017, Digibyte actually went from 0.00025 all the way to 0.07. Watch. So December 31st, if I can get it. Close enough. 7 cents, right? So yeah, it shows the high at 14 cents, but just 7 cents. Well, from 0.00025 to 7 cents is a 280x compared to Bitcoin. Same time frame. So 2017. So January 2017, Bitcoin was like at 1,000. Come on. 2017, January 1st, Bitcoin was right at $1,000 in that ballpark. December 1st. I'm sorry. December 31st, rather. It was right at $1,000. And then it went to like 16.5. I want to say December 31st. December, close enough. So yeah, 16.5 was what I had on my list. So that's a 16.5x. And yet again, there is no other market where you can do any sort of return like this. So, but to try to separate your emotion out of a trade is the hardest thing you're ever going to have to do. It's like, so yeah, it's like Digibyte right now. So that same measured move, again, I don't know if it's going to repeat, but it may rhyme. So let's just say at 1 cent, or actually no, let's take the absolute low, which was 0.008, right? And let's say we do get a bull market this next cycle, because are the lows in? I think maybe. Could take a little tick down, a little lower. I mean, I've got a limit buy on Digibyte at 0.0075, just for that reason, just in case it does. The cigar went out again. But yeah, if Digibyte does anywhere close to that, right? I mean, what would 0.008 times 280 be? If it, I mean, not the actual all-time high. Let's just say a 250x. Alexa, 0.008 times 250.
0.008 times 250 is 2.
So is that $2 Digibyte? That's what the math shows. Will it do that? No clue. I have absolutely no clue. So, but yet again, here recently, someone else was pointing out that, Digibyte is, their like worst performer. And yet again, I'd like to show different things. Like that was a 280x, right? So my last large major purchase of Digibyte was at 0.0035. Where was that? Somewhere in here. 2020. Yeah, so the absolute low, it actually touched 0.0024. I bought somewhere in this ballpark at 0.0035. And then watch this. Went up to like 18 cents, 20 cents. Let's just say 18. Alexa, 0.18 divided by 0.0035.
0.18 divided by 0.0035 is approximately 51.4286.
So that was a 51x just in Digibyte. So to all the naysayers, of Digibyte, it's like you might want to look at the charts a little more. They're your miles may vary. Um, but yeah, that was a 51x, and the previous market cycle was a 280x. So let's just say, for shits and giggles, right, that we want to do a 51x this time. Well, would that be 50 cents? Would you be complaining? No. So will it do it? Un dia, mi amigo. So maybe not right now, but one day. Um, Look, if it's 3 years or 5 years from now, that's cool. I'm comfortable with what I hold. Um, and I don't invest in crypto to get rich overnight. That's not the objective. The objective is a transfer of wealth. So I can preserve my wealth in crypto over time. So, to each their own. In a bull market, I would say, like for me, I like to take profit and hold that off in a stable coin and wait for the next cycle to buy back in lower, like now, for instance. But are we at the lows of this bear market? Again, I would refer you to Blockchain Backer YouTube channel to go take a look at his overview of charts, because I agree with what this guy just said. Can it take longer? Absolutely. It could take longer. But, and a lot of people say to invest money that you can afford to lose, and I don't agree with saying it that way. I like to say the money that I invest in crypto is the money that I don't even need for next year. That's the money that I invest in a crypto, because for me, I can hold it even through a bear market if I got caught when buying at a higher price. Then whenever it touches the figure that I want it to touch, I can place a limit sell order and sell it. Yeah, I do believe that cryptocurrency is the next system. I do believe it has a very, very good future. Not all coins will succeed. Not all projects will succeed. But it's just one. He could have 10 different holdings. And it's just that one investment that just goes nuts, that makes up for the other 9. So, and in each cycle, that's what I try to do. So, just, how they say in metals, listen to all and follow none. Do what makes sense for you. Figure out your own plan of attack and execute it. Try to take your emotions out. This is just a numbers game. And many people will tell you we're super early, and truly, I believe that we really are. I see 2 more market cycles before mass adoption anyway. So, but there currently is no other market like this. At all. So where else can you get these kind of returns? I haven't found another market. And like my big argument with Peter Schiff is, back in 2014, 1 month I bought an ounce of gold. I paid like $1,300 for it. And the next month I bought 6.5 Bitcoin. And that 6.5 Bitcoin went to a lot. So Alexa, really? Alexa, 6.5 times 70,000.
KMZ1 with 2.9 from iHeartRadio.
Alexa, cancel. Alexa, cancel. Is Bitch done bumped her fucking head. Alexa, 6.5 times 70,000.
2096.
Alexa, cancel. Never mind, yo.
Canceling.
Thank you. Fuck you. Good. Next. Good Lord. So I don't know. It was something stupid. It was like $300 and something thousand. So let's see. What would that be? 70 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. So a little over 420,000, something like that. I mean, and that was 1 month. 1 month. What's that same ounce of gold worth right now? $2,000. So even still, at the current price of what, 30,000 for Bitcoin? 30,000. So 6.5 Bitcoin right now in 1 month times 30,000. Not bad. Still about what, 200 grand? Versus that same 1 ounce of gold at $2,000. So to Peter Schiff, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Even if you bought, like, during the entire bear market down in 2018, right? From the all-time high of 19,000 all the way down, and then just a dollar cost average over time, you did really well. But I would say, just like anything, you get out of it what you put into it. And I was in a Twitter Spaces earlier today. Revolution X. It's a XRP focused group, which they bring up many good points over many different other coins. And I can go back and forth with all of them. And it's just, you have to understand, there's not going to be one particular winner in crypto. How they say a rising tide raises all ships. Well, in crypto, don't think of it as my coin is the ultimate coin. There will be many coins, but they will all do something a little different. I see a good 20 coins, and my portfolio is across 20 different assets in crypto. So would I like there to be more? Yes, but you can't own them all. I mean, that's just where I'm at. So let's see where y'all are. What y'all up to? No comments. Whatever, yo. That's cool. I'm just kind of ranting anyway. But, I see crypto as the next system, as a solution and answer to our current system, our current monetary policy. Because in 2008, we didn't have another solution other than gold and silver and cash under the mattress. But, that's like, but yet, let me stop share screen on that. Let me go to this screen, right? So one day, go take a look at this. So right now, it shows the U.S. national debt at over $30 trillion, which really, that's a fictitious number. Back when the debt was like $20 trillion. Well, what about that other $1 trillion that Dr. Skidmore and Catherine Austin Fitts found that went unreported? So that was a doubling of the U.S. debt at that time. So currently that would be over $50 trillion in debt. I mean, the debt, just with the low interest rates, became mathematically impossible to repay back in 2011. And Furthermore, I would say, go back and take a look at the Genesis block of Bitcoin, of what Satoshi wrote. Speaking as far as the bank bailouts and all of that, and now I do believe that cryptocurrency is the answer for that. Like I said, many crypto will do many different things, but in my opinion, Bitcoin today is not what Bitcoin once was. So a peer-to-peer internet currency. So for that, there are many other alternatives that less in transaction fees and the speed. I mean, look at Digibyte. I mean, Digibyte is more than a currency, but it does currency really, really well and really efficiently. And the blocks double every 2 years. So that's how you get to a Digibyte that can actually scale to meet the demand. So where by the year 2035, Digibyte will be able to touch 280,000 transactions per second. So just go to digibyte.org and take a look. But I mean, this XRP community, right? They're on point with a lot of different things, and they're solving something completely different. So I have nothing really bad to say about XRP. I hope they succeed, and honestly, right now I think all of crypto should support XRP versus the SEC, because I don't see it as just the SEC versus XRP. I see this as the SEC versus all of crypto in a broader spectrum, because at that point, who's next on the chopping block? I mean, look at Veritasium, look at Kin, look at many of them, EOS. I was a little ticked off at EOS, to be honest. A year-long ICO raised $5 or $6 billion, whatever it was. It was some outrageous figure, but they didn't even contest the SEC. They just paid the fine to continue business as usual. I don't know why they didn't fight. I mean, we need more clarification and definition. It should not be that, we need some bit license from New York in order to operate globally, but yet we cannot own a cryptocurrency business in the United States because of a freaking bit license. That's stupid. So let's see. So yeah, right at this point, I see it as the SEC versus all of crypto, not just the SEC versus XRP. I hope XRP succeeds. I do believe that they will. I pray that they do. But I also pray that they will go for more clarification and definition, to lay down a new standard, because it should not be based on a law from 1949 of oranges, the Howey test. So, I mean, times are completely different. These different crypto assets all do different things. So, yeah, and while our fearless leaders, all they know how to do is print. So the dollar to silver ratio is $2,333 an ounce. That's crazy, man. But yeah, let's look at silver just for a moment, right? So right now, the cost of silver is what? Just say, I don't know, between $21 and $25 right now. And in 1980, now yes, it was at an all-time high, but just throw that out there, right? So in 1980, it touched $50 roughly, 49 some change. You know what I mean? So sort of the same thing in 2011. So 2011, they let silver run to roughly $49 as well, $50 as well, somewhere around in that ballpark. But yeah, what other asset from 1980, even at its all-time high, what asset is worth half of what it was then? I mean, you look, and in 1980, what, a Monte Carlo or a Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme cost you what, like $5,000, brand new. So, and today, that same vehicle is $50,000, just average car. Everything else is risen in price. Look at lumber recently, but mainly let's stay on silver. So, like with silver, the price is just set, by people trading paper. That's not the actual worth of it. Imagine, if you will, like Elon or Apple or whoever actually wants to make a large purchase on a COMEX. Did you know that a $1 billion order of silver would shut it down completely? $1 billion. That's it. $1 billion on the COMEX would shut down the markets. Every circuit breaker would trigger. It would just go. There would be no. And that's just like one company walking up and slapping $1 billion down because they need the silver for their phones or their laptops or PCs, all of that. So wouldn't it be prudent for a major company to just walk in and make a purchase? At that moment, the silver that you hold, what would that then be worth? Because although the price is set right now at like $21 to $25, you can't buy it for that. That's 1,000-ounce Dore bar is what that is for. So, just 1 ounce. 1 ounce will cost you what, $30-something? So because of the premium, I mean, it's just wild. And Clint Westwood brings this point up often, and I love it. Okay, like minimum wage, right? Everyone talks about minimum wage being like they want $15 an hour, but yet they don't know how to sweep or mop a damn floor, right? So, but for argument's sake, right? The minimum wage in 1964 was $1.25, $1.25. So I'll ask you, would you rather be paid $1.25 an hour? Because that's what minimum wage was in 1964. But that $1.25 in quarters or dimes, whatever, worth in silver, that $1.25 an hour actually equates to like $22 an hour today. So yeah, I'll take that $1.25 an hour paid in silver instead of getting paid in $1, which is kind of my point why I saw no other option, no other asset in which I wanted to invest in years ago. I mean, I had gold and silver, and my thing was there was no other asset out there. And at the time, it was sold to me that cryptocurrency was not trackable, which now we know that is completely false. So if it is on a blockchain, you can track that on a blockchain all the way back to when it was mined. So all the way back, every transaction, everything. So to somehow think that you're ever going to get away with taxes and all this, and that's rather naive. Um, it just the so like getting back to the $15 an hour. So you have $1.25 worth of silver quarters in 1964 today would equate to about $22 an hour. So there you go. But yeah, I saw no other asset other than crypto of which I wanted. So I began investing in crypto in 2014. I lucked into a part-time job because really who's going to hire someone who is blind? I mean, think about it, really. No company out there wants that sort of liability. And here I was. I have a degree, Phi Theta Kappa National Honor Society, everything. And that was the only job I could get was just being the blind cookie boy at Great American Cookies. So I would scoop cookies, I would bake them off. Um, most of the ladies there were afraid of the oven. I used to work on hot engines all the time and work around heat. That doesn't bother me. So I had like control of the oven, but then and I was rather fast and efficient, as well as I would knead out cakes, pat out many cakes, and store them in a cooler and whatnot. But I would also bake them off and let the ladies up front decorate them, that kind of stuff. But I was mainly in the kitchen, and I was cool with that. I would just leave my earplugs plugged in and listen to crypto news and whatnot that was readily out there and available. But during that whole time of working at that job that I just lucked into, I didn't need a dollar of that to survive. So I invested every single dollar of that in the crypto. I began that job in 2015 and I retired at the onset of the pandemic. So even the blind cookie boy did this. So yes, it is possible. Um, and here again, what is luck? Well, because even my own family just says, oh, he's lucky he did that crypto thing, that Bitcoin thing. It was a lot more than just Bitcoin, but they don't get that yet, So, but what is luck other than luck is when opportunity or preparation meets opportunity? I was prepared to invest all of that in the crypto. Um, I had no idea what I was in store for. I thought that this was going to be longer of like a 10 or 15-year investment strategy. I mean, think about it. When you invest into any asset, in 401k, equity, whatever it is, do you just stop and look at it 4 times a day, 10 times a day? You're lucky if you look at that once a quarter when you get your statement in, but yet these other people come out of the woodwork. Even people in my family call me, oh, I saw the market and, the Bitcoin thing, it's down right now. Are you okay? I'm fine. I did good. So and this go around I was able to take profit out of the market, and I did really, really well. I took out my original investment. I took out a lot more just in cash, just to do other things in unforeseens, that sort of stuff. But then I took an additional $300,000 out of the market and I put that into my rental property. It's a multi-family dwelling. The reason why I did this is I put all of that money into the property, and my capital gains were a wash. So I didn't have to pay capital gains taxes. Because capital gains is perceived as line 1 on your income statement of income. So your capital gains are perceived as income. So, but through the rental property, a multifamily dwelling, any renovations that go on is an immediate tax write-off. So instead of paying capital gains taxes, I paid myself equity. That's the way I see it. So as well as I took out, like I said, my original capital investment, and I put all that into metals. Because I do like metals. I do see that as a store of value over time. But to think that your metals are going to go to like $40,000 an ounce overnight for your gold, it's meant to transfer your wealth from one monetary system into the next. But instead of a head in the sand approach, I'd much rather crypto, because I think it offers a viable solution to the problem. I think we can solve many things with computer science. So that's the route that I chose. Again, your miles may vary. So not investment advice, not advice in any way, shape, or form. You do what you want to do. But I mean, could you imagine if different things were just let loose and crypto was not as manipulated? And if you want to see manipulation, I can show that to you. Show that to you right now. Oh, man. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. All right. Manipulation. Where is it? All right. Well, take Bitcoin. Well, the reported market cap, like CoinMarketCap, shows the market cap at $555 billion. All that really is the left hand selling to the right hand within an exchange. It does not go on the blockchain until it is withdrawn from the exchange. So all those different movements and controlling the market to wipe out your stop limit and basically get a margin call. That's the left hand selling to the right hand to control the price. The true on-chain volume is 3.86 billion. So explain to me how you get from 3.86 billion on the actual blockchain to 556 billion. And the same can be said with any asset. Let's go to Litecoin. Take a look. Litecoin reported at $4.89 billion. On chain, it's only 94.92 million. So how do you go from roughly, let's just call that $95 million to 4.89 billion? It's called wash trading. That's within an exchange. Like I said, they don't even report accurate numbers. Look at Ethereum, right? $241 billion is reported, when only 2.53 billion is on chain. So yeah, go figure, right? And XRP, 19.84 billion is reported, when only $194 million on chain are transactions. So like I said, go figure. Look at Digibyte. 192 million reported. 1.11 million is actual on-chain volume. What about Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash, 3.7 billion reported, when only 47.69 million is on-chain. This is what I look at, the on-chain volume. I don't care what CoinMarketCap is showing. They're owned by Binance. So go figure. Same thing, Cardano. Reported 17.69 billion. On-chain, 127 million. Now, how do you go from $127 million to reported at 17.69 billion? Excuse me. That's just There's your manipulation right there. So yeah, I do think that we are close if we have not already put in the low. I mean, I was expecting it and possibly to go lower. We still could. We still have like 3 weeks left for it to come back and retouch the actual recent lows yet again. And it could go just a little bit lower than that. The measured move that I did at that time several weeks ago, I had posted my findings like of Digibyte. That same measured move down would have put Digibyte down to 0.006. Again, I don't have to buy the absolute low of any trade to do well. So I put a limit buy order in at 0.0075. I'm cool with that. I got limit buy orders all over the place. But again, you ever heard of something called a flash crash within an exchange? Binance has done that many times in the past. You know, where people were able to pick up Ethereum for $11 back when Ethereum was like, I don't know, 100 and something dollars. So it is possible that, you know, that next order is so low that then all the other orders will get filled and then it will hit that next order on the books. That's why I leave these type of orders out there, like with Bitcoin. I've got limit buys at 24 and 21,000. I'm cool with leaving them out there. So, I mean, if we take off from here, we take off from here. If we go down a little lower, hopefully I can acquire some more. So, but with these markets, like just trading sideways, like I said before, go back, take a look at Blockchain Backer's video from earlier today. He goes over the charts and shows you how it overlaps and looks identical. I don't have the ability to show you what I see and what he is also laying out, but I completely agree with Blockchain Backer. So just another great resource for people out here. For news, I like to listen to TMI, the Modern Investor. I've listened to him for years. So just for like daily news that's going on, I try to stay out of the hype, you know. I just try to let the markets come to me. That's all. So I figure out where my buys and sells are. I figure out my support and resistance levels, and I try to stay within that trend line, which is why, like over the 3-month, they say when in doubt, zoom out. Well, that's why I pulled up the 3-month. So you can look in this channel and still trading within that channel when you draw out your support and resistance lines. So what is the market going to do? I think everything right now is just in a perfect storm. My strategy still has not changed. Like I said, I still see crypto as the solution to the problem. Which crypto? There are a few. So I believe in diversity. To throw everything in one coin only to have a rug pull. You know, that of like Terra Luna recently. A lot of people got destroyed. A lot of people got hurt, killed themselves. So that's why I refuse to put all of my eggs into one basket. I don't advise anyone to do that. And again, nothing I say here is advice. This is just the thoughts of a blind dude, you know? So anyway. How long I've been going? 1 hour and 5 minutes. Wow, dude. So let me see where I'm at, actually. I'm actually good. Blood sugar's 97. So lately I've been like on a roller coaster. So my hours are all over the place. My eating habits are all over the place. And yeah, my blood sugar's gone up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'm trying to find that normal balance. Hopefully now at 97, I think I got it. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:36 p.m.
Wow, it's almost time to go take a dip in the hot tub. Even though it's like Africa hot outside right now, but still just to kick back, relax, and throw some music on. Because my orders are already out here. I've got other funds that, yeah, I can throw into this market. I may do that because here we go on another month. It's about to be June. And June I have another monthly dollar cost average ready to go into crypto. So, right now I think it's throw a dart time, to be honest, looking at the markets. And, if we're not at all-time lows, I think we're pretty damn close for the next cycle to begin. So, like I said, your miles may vary. Oh, man. So yeah, just messing around on the internet a little bit. And let's see. And again, this is something I put together to show all the different channels and whatnot where I'm broadcasting across, different links and whatnot that I have. So to be able to get the message of crypto out there for others. So let's see, 3, 2, 1. And then the intro that I put together for different interviews and whatnot to come out in the broadcast. So again, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so on my end, that was actually clipping a little bit. So I don't know if it's because I'm sharing too much bandwidth running other nodes. So I may turn those nodes off next time I broadcast. But look, y'all, it's been fun. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Y'all be cool. Go make it a day.